Hi Stencil Club, my name is Kirsten Varga and I'm one of the designers for this month's Stencil Club selection. Carol Ponsford and I were both asked to create a stencil this month, and the theme is the stencil of your dreams. So I looked around my studio to see what kind of tools I used a lot, and one of them that kept coming up over and over again is bubble wrap. Let me show you one of my favorite pieces. I keep it because it's so beautiful. I love the texture that it creates and the bits of paint that come off sometimes in other pieces of artwork. This was my inspiration. I created the stencil design by scanning this into my computer and then editing it with Illustrator. I hope that you enjoy using my stencil this month and creating artworks of your dreams. One thing that I like about a repeated design like bubble wrap and the repeated circles is that you can personalize it, that it can be used as backgrounds, it layers beautifully, and it can also become the star of the show. Let me show you what the final design looks like. Here we are. I wanted to give you options in size because we all know bubble wrap doesn't come in just one size. I have a dozen different types of bubble wrap in my stash, and I love using every single one. You just never know what you're going to get, and I hope that this stencil gives you that same type of excitement. While I was working with my stencil, I found that I wanted to cut it in pieces. Ooh, be careful with all those nice little textures. There we go. So we have the large one, the medium, and the small. Don't be afraid to cut up your stencils. It gives you more versatility. You can place them closer together on your artwork. They're easy to store, that kind of thing. Thanks so much for watching my video. I'm not used to showing my face here. I usually am behind the scenes with my bookmaking tutorials that I've brought to you on the StencilGirl Talk website. But I hope I don't scare you away. Also, be sure to look out for my exclusive project just for Stencil Club. And here's a little preview of what it is. Yeah, it's books again. I couldn't help myself. We're making a set of 3 tiny books and a case to go with it. Please enjoy and have a creative day.
Hi everyone, my name's Carol Ponsford and I'm here today to show you one of the stencils that you will receive with the November 2023 Stencil Club set. When StencilGirl Products came to me at the end of last year and asked me if I would like to design a stencil of my dreams, I immediately jumped on the chance. Even though I'd never made a stencil and it was quite a learning curve, I enjoyed the process. So the stencil that I chose to create for you today was a Ferris wheel. I've always loved Ferris wheels. I enjoyed riding them as a child at the 4-H fair and county fairs, state fair. I like getting up to the top and having that little bit of fear, but yet it's still fun and you get to look down at all the surroundings below you, as well as at nighttime even riding it, and you get to see the twinkle of the city lights. So I've always enjoyed it, and I think it makes a great focal point on artwork. So I've designed the stencil, and I also designed an old-fashioned bicycle because I wanted to kind of keep the spoke patterns going on through. But then I also did a dot pattern. The dot pattern can be used as background texture or mark making. It also can be taped, all of it, but one line can be taped off, and then that one row you can use as lights on the Ferris wheel. So let me show you a few things I did. One way was to alter what you can do with it right off the bat. If you like riding the ride that you stand up in and spin around, you can do that by using the top half of the Ferris wheel and putting it on one side and flipping it over or turning it around and adding it to the other side. It makes great, they both make great textures on collage paper. So this was just paper that I'd rolled different colors off with when I was using my gel plate with a brayer, and then I went back in and sponged in different sections of the wheels and the spokes. Another collage paper that I made on deli sheet, I had rolled again off my brayer when I was using turquoise, And then as I pulled one of my other prints with Payne's Gray on it of the Ferris wheel, I printed the ghost print on top of the turquoise, and it made a nice contrast. And I'll either rip this up and use sections of it, or I might even glue it all down, which is what I did in this journal page. I had the pink paper that I had printed on gel plate with, so I stenciled, sponged through the bicycle stencil on top of that and added it, and then added it to a collage, kind of in the style of Rebecca Chapman, where I used photos of my own plants and turned them black and white, and then used Posca markers to connect the different areas throughout the collage. This one was just done on a background that I was looking for some type of a focal point on, and now I will mount this onto a cradle board and then go back in and add more texture and mark making on this one, so it's not complete. This lends itself really well to color wheels. On this one I used, again, the bicycle pattern, and I just used, went with yellow, orange, red, worked my way all the way around the circle, and then went back in and added these outer layers in the complementary color to the spokes, and then added some different features on it to make this journal page. While I was creating that one, I had a happy accident. I was getting quite a bit of paint on the stencil, and so I had my rag that I do clean off on next to it, and so I just laid it down and then pressed the stencil on top of it, and I started getting these spoke patterns all over the fabric, and I thought it made beautiful fabric that I can use now for either a journal cover or make a little bag out of it or something. So that was a happy accident. Then I also used it on another journal page where I took the background paper that I had used when I was cleaning my brayer off again. So it kind of had a striped pattern, and this large stripe here was showing, and then there was another one through here that I kind of softened before I put the Ferris wheel on. And then I added these Tim Holtz characters, and I added a lamp to the lamp post that I saw out of that dark stripe. And the nice thing about Tim Holtz characters figures are the cardboard they're on is a little thicker than normal, which sometimes is not what I want for my journal pages. So you can peel them in half, and that's what I usually do with them. I just peel them in half and save the other half, and then I'll paint it black, and then I have the silhouettes. So on this one I kind of made it into the reverse of the actual page that I did first, and I just reversed everything and made it kind of like it's a different dimension. And so you've got your regular picture here, and then this is just everything in reverse. The characters are in reverse, the Ferris wheel's in reverse. I did not add the lamppost, but these circles from the bicycle wheels showed up, and I thought they kind of looked like maybe a little depth of other rides that were in the background. So I really enjoyed how that one turned out. And the last thing I wanted to share with you was the painting I did on using the lights as the dots as lights on the Ferris wheel. So this was a failed transfer page that I was doing a tree, and it didn't work, but it did pick up the Payne's Gray on the plate enough, and it kind of had like a celestial pattern. So I thought that would be a perfect background to put a Ferris wheel on. So I added my Ferris wheel on top with bright colors, put the lights on using the dots, starting with the bigger dot here and working in to show the perspective. And then I added the moon and Posca pins over top of it to bring the branches back in front. So anyway, I hope you consider becoming a member of Stencil Club. It is $25 a month, and you get 2 exclusive stencils that no one else gets. One of them will be my stencil. The other one will be designed by Kirsten Varga. She also was given the opportunity to do a stencil of her dreams. With the $25 fee, you also will receive another video from me and one from Kirsten doing another project, showing you how we did that project, and a PDF also explaining how the projects were done. And then you'll also receive a 20% off coupon that you can use to purchase stencils out of StencilGirl Products shop. And you get to use that all month long, multiple times. It's $25 in the US and $35 for international. That includes the shipping. And I'm Carol Ponsford again, and I appreciate you coming today and checking out my new exclusive stencil.